The f-stops have two functions, just two. They control the intensity of light to the film, and they also control the depth of focusing it has. But first, we're going to start by understanding the f-stop numbering system. We're going to get familiar of how we measure the light through f-stops. The f-stops work only inside the lens. They're not inside your camera. No new digital upgrades on this. It's still the old-fashioned type of iris system that has been on cameras for years. It lets more light in or less light in, depending upon how big or small it gets. It still works the same way it's been working for years. So the larger the opening lets more light pass through the lens, and the smaller the opening, the less light gets through. Now the f-stop numbering system is a bit odd. It has mathematical reasoning, but we won't get into that. In fact, it's got a very complex mathematical reasoning of why those numbers are that way. But we just have to be familiar with the numbers themselves. The numbers can be as low as f1 to 1.2, and the highest can be up to f64. Please strap your brain cells in for a little bumpy ride coming up. Low numbers means the iris opening is larger. Higher numbers means the iris opening is smaller. You'd think it'd be the other way around. Just blame the math. It's just the way the equations work out for the iris sizes. You, like all good photographers before you, will just have to memorize the f-stop numbers and understand where they are on the chart. Some have more and some have less numbers of f-stops, but all have at least 7 full f-stop choices. One important note here. The chart shown here represents full f-stops, or full stops, meaning that each of these values, the light doubles or halves the brightness. Today's digital cameras offers you extra numbers, not only the full stops, but also every half stop value, and even sometimes every third stop of a value. But what you're seeing here are the full stop values. So f1.4 would let the most light through the lens, just let it pass on through. And at this point, as you go up the scale, the hole of the iris just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller for every step we take. So ultimately, f64 would be the least amount of light allowed to pass through the lens. It's still itty-bitty hole, but it still lets light pass through. This is the f-stop numbering system that we will have to understand and remember.